Welcome to the Kentucky Bourbon Traveler. Today we're flying over the Bourbon Trail with Bourbon Air Tours, Bardstown, Kentucky. We'll be reviewing Four Roses, new Fourth Rose, Small Batch Select. And we'll also be having a recipe from Christiane Bourbon Sea Salt Truffles. Hi, I'm Ken, and welcome back to Louisville, Kentucky. Thanks for joining us. We're going back into Bardstown today to see the Bourbon Trail from the air with Terry and his Bourbon Air Tours. The Bardstown Airport is a quick hour trip, an hour southeast of Louisville. Bardstown Airport is called Samuels Field after a relative of the owners of Maker's Mark Distillery. We want to introduce you to Terry Weishans of Bourbon Air Tours. Terry has been a pilot for more than 50 years and now takes people up to see the distilleries as he flies over them at less than 3,000 feet. Terry's a certified bourbon steward, like myself, and a certified tourism ambassador. He doesn't have a bus, he's got a plane, and he can take you up in a Cessna 172 for a really different view of Kentucky's distilleries.
We've got three routes. One of them around Bardstown, we talk about Old Tub, which was David Beam's distillery. Early Times, which is John Beam's distillery. Both are gone now as far as a distillery. One is turned into a subdivision and the other one's a storage place for Heaven Hill. But you'll see that, and I'll point out those old sites. Then, of course, the new sites we talk about, Heaven Hill, Willits, Lux Row, Bardstown Bourbon, Barton, which is right over here next. We passed Barton when we take off.
Did you see the Barton collapse?
The collapse?
Out there?
I was flying the day after that happened, and half of the building was down, and there was a big pile of barrels.
Did you watch them clean it up?
Every time I fly, it changed a little bit. They had a backhoe with a grapple picking the barrels up one at a time, and they were inspecting them. And if they were not leaking and good, they would put them in one pile, and if they were broken and bad, they'd put them in another. They had a lake down there of bourbon where it was spilled. Just trying to keep it out of the stream where the fish were. It was horrible. It was a mess.
Did you get by Wild Turkey and Jim Beam, some of the bigger distilleries?
Yeah, we do, on our western Nelson County tour, we do Jim Beam, both at Claremont and at Boston. And on our Frankfurt tour, the fourth tour we just added, we'll do Buffalo Trace, Wild Turkey, Four Roses, Glens Creek, and Castle Key. There's one right here. We'll do the takeoff here in just a couple minutes.
Terry rode hundreds of hours in military helicopters while serving in Vietnam. It's got to be a lot safer flying low when no one is shooting at you. Terry does the tour through the headsets you see us wearing. So you see and hear everything about the distilleries, Pony Express routes, famous sites, without having to hear all the engine noise. Personally, I don't like to have anyone even drive me in a car, but with 50 years of flight experience, I was very comfortable having Terry at the wheel. If you look to the stream in the bottom of this picture out the window, you'll see two rick houses, kind of a big hole. That's where the Barton collapsed warehouse used to be. There's Four Roses, Cox Creek bottling plants, one-story rick houses. While you're in the Bardstown area, seeing the fantastic Kentucky Bourbon Trail distilleries, do yourself a favor, see it by here too with Bourbon Air Tours. Contact Terry at 502-233-4772 or Terry at bourbonairtours.com. Four Roses Distillery in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, and their former Seagram's aging facility in Cox's Creek has rolled out their first new permanent addition to their bourbon line in 12 years. You might be saying to yourself, new bourbon, there's one every week. 1600, 1801. Well, the new single batch select is not like some of the distilleries' offerings that are released every 6 months or so. Elliott, master distiller, has put out consistently great bourbon for years. But few seem to notice with all the new distillery bourbons hitting the shelves. Today we're profiling Four Roses Small Batch Select, the fourth addition to the Roses line. I picked this one up for $62 at the distillery. It's so popular it's hard to find around the Bardstown area. It's being released initially in Kentucky, California, New York, Texas, and Georgia to start with. This is a non-chill filtered bourbon, which is sweet and it has just a touch of spice, with a finish that stays with you. It's a little oily, surprisingly, for a 7 to 9 year bourbon. Select's 104 proof, has no burn drinking it. It's aged 7 to 9 years, and Four Roses' grain ingredients are international. The corn's from Indiana, the rye's from Europe, and the barley's from Montana, we were told. Four Roses ages in a 3.5 to number 4 charred cask in single-story rickhouses. The small batch uses their E and B mash bills mixed together. You can probably see on the picture. To visit the Four Roses Distillery for tours with tastings, they're located an hour southeast of Louisville, Kentucky. And their aging and bottling plant is in Cox's Creek, 45 minutes south of Louisville. Next, Christiana has a gourmet dessert recipe for bourbon sea salt truffles. You can make it at home. Go on, give up some of your bourbon. It's worth it.
Hi, I'm Christiane, originally from Würzburg, Germany. And today we're going to make chocolate truffles. We need dark chocolate chunks, Belgian chocolate, and a double broiler. So I add to the double broiler the chocolate. Then you add heavy cream and butter. Now you keep on stirring it until the chocolate completely melts and is smooth. So after your chocolate is nice and smooth and all melted, all your ingredients, you add sea salt, stir the sea salt a couple times around, and then of course we're gonna add the bourbon, your favorite or whichever way you like it, but slowly. And you add a little bit at a time and you mix it into the chocolate until you used all the bourbon up. And after you have it all nice and smooth and all the bourbon in your mixture, you put it in the refrigerator for 3 hours. Now you make balls and roll them in cocoa powder or chopped nuts. Enjoy.
Kentucky bourbon traveler.